If you didn't already know, Manchester United have appointed Michael Carrick as their interim manager. Basically, all week it's been Ole versus Michael, and then we've had a shift in the last 24, 48 hours. So what I want to do today is just explain that shift, and then those of you who hang around to the end, I'll show you what a Michael Carrick team looks like, which is actually not bad. It's not bad. But the oddie thing is, any of you watched the video earlier on today, I'll put it, it'll pop up, I'm sure at some point. Ole was the fans' favourite. Ole was everyone's favourite. Ole was Barada's favourite. Ole was Vavel's favourite. Everyone was appointed Ole, which is why they agreed personal terms with Ole way before they agreed personal terms with Carrick. United were totally unimpressed by the leaks coming from Ole's camp with regards to his wages, his bonuses, the fact he felt if he could do a really good job like last time, he could get the job. And Michael came in with a totally different approach, a tactical approach, how he wanted to play football. And yeah, basically since after they met Ole on Saturday, they decided it was Michael. The delay is they then have to agree to personal terms with Michael Carrick. Now, Michael Carrick is a United legend. He's one of the best midfielders, the most underrated midfielders ever. We hear it all the time, like Michael Carrick in England. Michael Carrick was wasted here. Michael Carrick was unbelievable for United. And a lot of YouTubers, pundits argue to this day, Manchester United have still never replaced Michael Carrick. So that in itself is absolutely crazy. Michael Carrick does play a totally different process type of football to everyone. He's not actually just a 4-3-3 man. He's a bit like what we've seen from Fletcher. So he plays this version of 4-2-3-1. But yeah, the big difference between the Ole thing is Ole was overly confident. And if you haven't seen the fan video yesterday, go and watch it, because it's 5 minutes of pure United fans sat outside Old Trafford pre-Brighton, all positive, all exciting. They're the best videos that I make, and I enjoy them the most. And I ask them questions, controversial, not massively, but Ole and Carrick, every fan told me Ole. Every fan. That strikes me as crazy, because Carrick is a United legend, but every fan said Ole, and I mean every fan. And then on the other questions, like should we keep or sell Rashford, it was very 50-50, very mixed. A lot of the youngsters were like, bring him back, and a lot of the older guys were like, cash it in, we've seen enough. And then we asked them questions like, who would you pick long term? And every single person gave a different answer, which was just amazing. But it was surprising. But basically, the reason the Ole didn't get the job is because his camp didn't keep their mouth shut. And I think probably long term, practically, we've got the best. This might be the best with a Michael Carrick. So what I'm going to do now, for those of you who've hung on past 3.5 minutes, thank you very much. Give us a like at least. Let's have a look at what a Carrick team does and maybe put some names in. I've not put any names of who I feel is going to play, because I think there's quite a lot of questions that need to be answered, which I'll explain. So let's get that done. Okay, so this is a Michael Carrick formation. I've not put any players in because I thought it'd be cool for you guys to comment on who you'd play, because actually, one of the things, I saw this video today. I'm not a massive TalkSport guy, but it was Martin Keown. He wasn't defending players, but he was saying that if you look at Garnacho, Rashford, and who's the other one? He mentioned Sancho, but we all know about Sancho. We've actually taken a lot of natural pace. So the reason why Jason Wilcox has made such a huge balls up of this, I mean, Jason Wilcox is the type of guy that I've got nothing against people of any sexual orientation that walks in to maybe a bar and thinks, oh, I'm definitely going to pull in here. There's just 100 women and only me, and not realising he's in a lesbian bar. I mean, that's how stupid I think the man is. So he sold all these players. Bearing in mind, Jason Wilcox is the reason Aaron was fired. He didn't like him. He's also the reason that Ole didn't come in, and he decided on Carrick. And I don't know how he keeps overruling Omar Barada and stuff, but obviously there was doubts because of the leaks and stuff. But anyway, so let's go through. Obviously, it's going to be Lamans at right in the goalkeeper. Right back, it has to be Mazraoui. I don't know. I'd love to hear your comments below. For me, Diego Dallo, I've had enough. I think your two centre halves are going to be De Ligt when fit and Martinez. And I think the left back at now is going to be Luke Shaw. And I'll tell you why. Then I think your defensive midfielder will either be Casemiro or Ugarte and Kobe Mainoo. He will play Kobe Mainoo. Michael Carrick will play Kobe Mainoo. The reason he'll play the left back is because he does what Pep does, is he likes to bring his fullback in right here. Patrick Dorgu right now likes to go all the way down here. Not a bad thing. He's a wing back because he was bought for Amram. Sure, we've seen him a bit under Ten Hag. If you remember, he did this. He had a period where he as we're all pushing forward, Shaw comes in to here and tries to win that ball here in case it gets past these two, an extra line of defence, and then pass through. Then you've got, let's call it Casemiro. I'm not sold on Ugarte. Again, comments below. Casemiro could be too old. I'm not disputing it. We need midfielder. Conor Gallagher, we were going for on loan. He's just gone for 34.5 million to Tottenham. Wow. I don't think he's worth that. I'm still like the Ruben Neves buy for 20 million euros, 50 million quid. I like that buy. I've said it in previous videos. Up top is where you get it, because you know you've got Sesko and you know you've got Bruno in your 9. Obvious is Cunha and then Buemo. The problem is Cunha is actually a number 9, and if you've noticed in recent games, he's trying to do lots and lots and lots with the ball, to take on too many players. But Cunha is in the best when he's picking up the ball here, and this is where he does his running and his tricks. But Fernandes also haunts that box. I don't see at this moment why we don't sell Xerxes to raise cash. I know they're going to say, well, we don't have a second striker, because Xerxes, the irony is, also a number 10. And where do you play Mason Mount? Michael Carrick relies very heavily on a front forward press. And who's the best presser in the team? It's Mason Mount and it's Bruno Fernandes. They're the guy. People go on about Bruno. His legs are insane, as in he just runs, and so does Mount. They win the ball high up the pitch. So I only think the two is Bruno. This actually could be Ahmad. I would like it to Brian Mbeumo or Ahmad. I think it's going to be really interesting because this is his formation. This is how he plays. But we now have Amrin players. This is why the decision is so crazy, because we now need a full new squad. And what is it? 8 out of 10 managers play 4-3-3. And we've sold all our electric pace wingers. Do you know what I mean? I think it's ironic. Last night we're getting knocked out of Brighton in the first round of the FA Cup. In our first round of the FA Cup, Marcus Rashford is winning the Super Cup, the Copa del Rey, whatever it's called, against Real Madrid. Crazy, but we haven't got that outright burst of pace. And Buemo is probably our fastest player, although people underestimate how quick Sesko is for a big man. And I think recently one of the positive signs is even his goal. We've started to see Sesko now. And I think Michael Carrick will give these players confidence. He will be very structured. The players will understand him. It is quite an obvious choice. Ole was all about passion, and I believe Ole probably could have done the job as well. But this is all about sensibility. They know he really doesn't have an intention to be a manager. Anyway, guys, I'm going to leave it there. Interested what you think. Who do you think he'll play? I think most United fans agree that Diego Dallo at right back is just not an answer now. Nus Mazraoui is back, I believe. They will be back for the derby. And then from tomorrow, like I say, all I do is cover United. Obviously my day job, but post loads of shorts, loads of things. You've probably seen my shorts, loads of stuff on other social media. This I've just been trying to build up. And I'm really happy because I've got something like 25,000 views this week, which is amazing. Because a lot of people look at a small channel and you think, oh, well, I won't look at that one. Sometimes have a look, because this is like a week old. Even though I've been doing this a long time, the channel's only a week old. So anyway, all we do is love United. All we do is support United. And I'll catch you tomorrow.